Hey guys, welcome back to Low RC. This is Jason, and today I've got the brand new Axial SCX30 down here on the bench alongside the Axial SCX24. Wanted to do a little quick comparison between these two rigs and then give the SCX30 a little test here. This is basically the remnants of an old course I had, and I just kind of took some of the pieces and kind of stacked them together and just made a little test course down here in the basement today. It is snowing outside and I can't really get out there to do a proper test run with this thing on our full-size course, but this will work for today. But really impressed here with this SCX30 so far. I have just kind of tested it around inside the house, running over some different things and trying out some of these obstacles right here. And my honest opinion is this is way more impressive out of the box than the SCX24 was. I know a lot of people upgrade these and they're really good, but out of the box, never was a huge fan of the SCX24. They look good. They were fun to drive around, but the performance just wasn't all that great. But really quick here, I want to take a look at these two trucks. Like I said, they look very similar, just a different size, but that is not really the case. This is a totally redesigned chassis, and it's pretty much new from the ground up. Nothing's really shrunk down other than the body from the SCX24. But underneath, just the design of it is much better. The way the pumpkins, everything is rounded over and smooth. The drive shafts are tucked up in there and protected by the axle housings. It's got the angled skid, the high clearance links. It's got these nice kind of boat side skids on it. Even the steering knuckles, let's see if we can see that right here. It's got like, it's even angled and smooth on the bottom to where if you hit something on that steering knuckle, it's almost like a ski that's going to slide up and over things. But of course, underneath the old SCX24, you got this little knob right there in the middle where the gear is that can hang up on things. Just not as smoothed out and refined as the SCX30 is. And it's this is the version 2. It still had friction shocks. It's very springy. This has friction shocks, but they are grease filled, and this just feels much, much nicer. Love the lights in the SCX30. Of course, the price at $99 is fantastic. Really nice little glued on tires. These tires are pretty sticky and pretty soft. I don't think they have, well, I don't know if they have foams in them or not, but they seem to do pretty well. But enough talking about these two trucks. Let's plug in the, well, I guess it is plugged in. Let's grab the remote for the SCX30 and just try a couple of these obstacles here on the course. One other difference, the 24 does have the interior. The 30 does not. I'm sure people will come up with interiors and 3D prints and things like that for these, but enough of that. Let's get started. Okay, here we go with the SCX30. And one thing I will note, it is not starving for power. This motor, it's the same motor that's in the SCX24 stock, is plenty enough for this little guy right here. And it's with these worm drive transmission and axles, it's just got a ton of low end control. And I will be building a new course for these, an indoor, hopefully a permanent course that I can have some fun with this little guy on. I'll probably incorporate some of these old pieces into it as well and kind of give them a new look. But this thing really has fantastic control. Hopefully the course stays together here. It's just kind of, pieces are just kind of leaning against each other. Now, I will say this section right here with the stock SCX24, when I first built it, most of them struggled. Not many trucks could make it over that little hump there in their stock form, and this little guy does it with ease. Just one thing I've noticed out of the box is how surprisingly well planted that is. See, just coming down there, you would have thought that it felt like it was going to tip, you know, based on driving other trucks, but it just kind of sits down on you when you are worried about it a little bit. Now, I am digging the bumper in here a little bit. I'm going to have to get us a different line to get around this. Steering would be probably my biggest, I don't want to say complaint, but doesn't have a ton of steering angle. I'm sure there'll be some hacks and mods that people come up with to improve that, but a lot of 3-point turns to get this maneuvered how you want it. Check it out here. And I'm out of real estate. I'm going to flip it around and go the other way. All right, this time I'll start out in the little cave here. Come out of that. Yeah, I just wish that steering was a little tighter. It feels like it should be able to make that turn a little better, but if that's my only complaint so far, I can deal with that. Now this is a little sketchy here. Okay, comes around. Super impressive. I wonder if I can make a transition here over to this tall section. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, that's pretty sketchy right there. If I can get that tire up there, maybe. This might be the first roll. Let's see. Come on, climb. Oh, there it goes. Okay, that was really, really close to making that turn. My front tire just slipped there a little bit right at the end, and it kind of lost its way. Oh, there's tumble number 2. All right, we'll say that one was bad driving. I really wasn't paying attention there. I'm watching on the camera screen and not watching the actual truck, so I think I could have avoided that one. Okay, I think I'm out of room here. Well, maybe. Yep. Let's go around the other way. All right, one last crawl to the top here, and then we'll call it a day. Really can't wait to get this thing out. And I really can't wait to make a proper course for it as well. Let's see if I can make this transition here. All right, we'll just reposition this guy right here, and we'll try this again. I think that this piece wasn't really designed to be put on an incline. I think it was just laying flat on the ground when I first built it, but this is definitely enough to put the SCX30 to a little test today. So far, so good. I just love how much control this thing has. Bring it over this way, try to get some better traction with that right rear tire. There it goes. All right, awesome. Up to the top of the mountain. Oh, another tumble for me not paying attention. A little downhill, side hill action. Whew, that looks like it's really sketchy. And there we have it, the SCX30. That was pretty cool for just throwing together just some random pieces and just stacking them up how they weren't really meant to be stacked, but that worked, and it really tested this guy pretty good today. This is phenomenal for out of the box and this small, so definitely much more impressed with this than I was with the SCX24 when we first got some of those, and this thing is a lot of fun. So I will have a link to this in the description, and if you like this sort of content, make sure to subscribe. I'll be doing more with the SCX30 along with all of our other RCs. So thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.